Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is Dr. Carmen Bryant, CEO and Director of Psychological Health Consultants and Services. And you are watching my program, which is called Redefining Yourself. It is a program that was developed for women that are thinking of leaving and needing more information or those that have left and are recovering from domestic violence, specifically narcissist abuse, which is a very unique abuse in itself, and it is conducted or perpetrated by an individual that has narcissistic personality disorder. Not everyone that is an abuser, not everyone that is a batterer is a narcissist. However, this is specifically for those that are now beginning to see, hopefully you've been watching my videos, that are now beginning to see or have come to light or have had the epiphany that you may be in a relationship with a narcissist, or you may have been in a relationship with a narcissist. I try to provide you with information to give you understanding. One thing that I always say, even in counseling, I won't convince you to leave the relationship. You have to get enough knowledge so that you can build your strength up to leave the relationship and then recover from the relationship. And so if you have not already, those viewing by YouTube, those viewing by Facebook, thank you so much for tuning in. I know you could be doing other things with your time, but I'm so honored that you would share, just a few moments of your day just to listen to what I have to say. And hopefully this is helping you or is giving you more knowledge or is helping someone else. Please share these videos. You never know who you are connected to. You may realize something is not right, or a lot of us, as in our early beginnings when we were younger, we would tell our girlfriends, "Girl, he ain't all that, and you don't deserve to be treated that way," or he needs to love you. He's not loving you. You deserve better. You're a queen. Or even speaking to the fellas, you don't deserve that. She doesn't deserve a guy like you. Well, men go through abuse just like women go through abuse, and the most shameful thing, and some of our men have shared, especially Mr. RN, who has made awesome comments on the YouTube channel. So please scroll through the videos and you'll see his comments. You'll see Mr. Naylor's comments. You'll see Mr. Roberto's comments. All these gentlemen are gentlemen who have experienced abuse by a narcissistic female. And so the abuse, yes, is just as bad. However, with a female, and I'm not saying all males, with a female, a lot of times it's emotional, usually it's not physical, but sometimes it is physical, and women will hide behind their femininity or play that innocent role where he's a big guy, or he's, how is it possible that a little person or a woman like me can abuse a guy? He's lying, or smear campaigning. And so men and women go through abuse the same, and on top of that, hopefully these videos are teaching you, or is teaching you something that you're beginning to identify what you may have went through. So if you have not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Or I also have a professional Facebook page, which is Psychological Health Consultants and Services. Like the page, make sure you hit the bell on the YouTube channel so you can chime in whenever I go live. You're welcome to ask me any questions you like. And on top of that, you'll also see whenever I post new videos. So today I wanted to come in, and the title is, The Narcissist, My Perfect Soulmate, or My Soulmate, My Perfect Soulmate. And so let's look at the definition of soulmate. The definition here on Merriam-Webster says, a person who strongly resembles another in attitudes or beliefs. Okay. Then I started looking just like how people define soulmates, and I found a few as I was scrolling through the internet, what the definition of soulmate is. There are different posts, and it says your soulmate makes you feel entirely whole, healed, intact, like no pieces missing from the puzzle. I'm going to talk about that. There's another one. Let's see. Soul companions or soulmates may closely match people's perception of what soulmate is. Confidants, they deeply understand, love, and cherish us. The depth and blissful harmony that you experience in a relationship will outshine any other that you've had. So let's talk about that. Let's see. A person with whom has a feeling of deep and natural affinity. They may involve similarity, love, romance, platonic relationship, comfort, intimacy, sexuality, sexual activity, spirituality, compatibility, and trust. And let's see, another one, which is the Merriam-Webster, a person who is perfectly suited to another in temperament. So let's talk about that for a minute. First of all, many people, and a lot of you that are watching and have been listening and have been emailing me, you know, a lot of you are broken and heartbroken. When you're talking about your soul, you're talking about what encompasses your emotions, your heart, your feelings. You know, this has your life experiences, you know, your thought process, you know, your emotions, your empathy, you know. So that soul houses all this. Many people come from broken homes, dysfunctional homes, homes or even foster care, you know, where you never really had a good example of what relationships are supposed to look like. So many people, and I talk about this in counseling all the time, many people go into a relationship with a thought or an idea of how they want this relationship to be. So they create this perfect picture in their head of how the relationship is going to be without the example of relationships. Some people believe that relationships are going to be perfect, and then some of them will say, I know that relationships are not supposed to be perfect. You know, there's no such thing as perfect people. Yeah, that's head knowledge. But, you know, when you've had experience, you're able to say, you know, and if you listen to a lot of older people that have been in marriages for a long time, they've been through a lot. Not all of them have been connected with a narcissist either, but they've been through a lot, you know, and so many of you have been heartbroken, especially in these experiences coming out of relationships with narcissists or domestic violence, period. You know, you've added onto the wounds, and so you're walking around with a fragmented heart, a fragmented soul, a fragmented mind. Your thoughts are racing everywhere. You can't understand why would people keep doing that. And some women and some men, some women say that, you know, all men are the same. Now, you have a choice. You can either be on the bitter end of the spectrum, or you can be, you know, you can get to a point of healing. But when you say that all men are the same, they're all dogs, and I've listened to women who are very bitter, very hurt, you know, all men are the same, and they teach their daughters this, you know, all men are the same, they're not worth anything, they're this, they're that, you know, they're dogs, they're this. No, it's the ones that you have been connected to that are all the same. The common denominator in the equation is you. If you haven't healed from your experiences, you keep drawing the same type of people. So every man is not the same. Every woman is not the same. It's the ones that you keep drawing. And the common denominator is you. And so if your heart has not been healed, especially those of you that are now coming out of narcissistic relationship, you're trying to find peace and happiness in another person. You're trying to find wholeness, just like with the soulmate, the title, My Perfect Soulmate, you know, but you're trying to find someone that completes you. Okay, if you're trying to find that person, you say, he completes me or she completes me, that lets me know that you're fragmented and you're not whole. Because you should be going in and you add to a person, or they add to you, to a whole and complete person. Well, a whole and complete person means that you have taken the time to recover from your trauma and your tragedy. When women go into the hospital and they have a baby, as soon as you push the baby out, you don't go up and decide, hey, I'm going down to the pool and I'm going to go swimming. Or, hey, I got a soccer game at 3. I'm going to go ahead and give birth to this baby at 2. You know, I'm going to let them do whatever they have to do. I need you to watch my baby. I'm going to go play soccer. It sounds humorous, but it's serious. You know, if you've had a major accident and the abuse that you've experienced, the things that you've been through where you have this broken heart, family history of abuse, watching your parents in an abusive relationship, drug and alcohol problems, you know, you've never, if you really look back at your own situation, you really have never had a healthy relationship. How then can you connect to a person infected? You're infected, and you have holes in your heart and your soul, and you want to connect to a person that's affected and had holes in their heart and their soul. And then you come together and you say, I met my perfect soulmate. So you two are infecting each other, and both of you are dysfunctional, both of you are hurt, both of you have holes, gaping holes, and you'll never be satisfied because another person can never completely fulfill you or make you whole. You have to find healing, and you have to become satisfied with yourself. You have to love your own self. You have to learn to take yourself out to dinner. You have to take yourself, go to the library, go to Barnes and Nobles. I love going to Barnes and Nobles and just sitting and reading. Go take yourself to the movies. Take yourself out to eat. Do things by yourself. One of the ladies, I think it was Miss Bree, said that she finds herself being bored because she's accustomed to always being in a very high anxiety or stressful environment. Some of you were born into stressful families and chaotic environments. This is your norm. And so because this is how you have grown up, that is your norm. And so if you don't get your norm, you will self-sabotage. And you can't figure out why you keep self-sabotaging. Because of the fact that's how you grew up. That's what you're accustomed to. That is your norm. That is your environment. To go from a chaotic environment to a peaceful environment, you don't know what to do with yourself. It's almost awkward. It almost feels wrong. But you have to embrace that. You have to enjoy that. If you have children, enjoy your children and invest time in your children. But you have to heal from the trauma. You have to heal from what you've been through. And like I said, some of you have been through long history of family abuse and bad relationship. Most people have never been in a truly good relationship because you don't know what it looks like. You have idealized, or you have come up in your mind what the relationship is supposed to be like, and the other person cannot even meet that standard. You're holding them to a standard that they have no idea that you're holding them to. You're trying to make this perfect mate. There is no such thing as what's going on in your head. Now, let's talk about the soulmate. So, a narcissist, remember I told you in previous videos, a narcissist mimics. A narcissist replicates. Narcissists can't create anything new. They learn from people. So a narcissist mimics, and keep in mind, by the time a narcissist engages with you, they've already studied you. And so I advise many of you, stop trying to show off your Facebook pages and leave your Facebook pages open for anybody to look at. Privatize your Facebook page, and the only people that are privy or privileged to look at your Facebook page are those people that you know that has friended you on your Facebook. And then the people that friend you, everybody's not your friend. Even if you've known them for years, everybody's not your friend. Some people just want to see what's good. I don't know what. There's a Facebook post where somebody looking through the blinds and they say, "Look at you with your looking self." Some people just get on your page. Some people are not your friend, even if you've known them for a long time. Some people are not your friend. They just want to be in your business and look at your business. So, okay. But if people are asking to be on your Facebook page and you don't know them, I advise you don't let anybody on your face, just to have numbers and to compete against people, to show them how many people you have. Those are not really your friends. They're Facebook friends. That's all they are. But they're not your friends. So what I advise a lot of you to do, especially those of you that come out of a relationship like that, privatize your Facebook pages. Only let people in your Facebook pages that you know and that you're comfortable with. Because by the time a narcissist engages with you, they've already studied you. They study what your habits are. They study the things that you like. They study the things that you do. They have adopted your language. If you have videos, they've adopted your language. They watch you to see. So by the time they present themselves to you, it appears as though you have a lot in common with that individual, and they will approach you at the level at which you are. You can be a police officer, you can be a counselor, a homemaker, going back to school, but whatever it is, they will transform and mimic what it is that your lifestyle is, and what it is. If you're a type of person that always posts pictures of yourself in a bikini and on the beach and everything, they know that you're vain. So guess what they're going to appeal to? Your vanity. If you're an educated individual and you're always, or if you're a church individual, you're always posting a lot of things about church, or you're an educator and you show a lot of things when it comes to education, they adopt that language, they adopt that image to approach you. So they have been watching you. They have been studying you to know how to approach you. So by the time you meet them, it's almost as if you have met your perfect soulmate. The next thing, and I always say this, ladies, you talk too much. You talk entirely too much. You have to allow a man to discover you. You tell all your business. And when you're hurt and you have a broken heart and a broken soul, you tend to what we call diarrhea of the mouth. Just bleh, just you just talk everything. You talk about your broken heart. You talk about, the things you've been through. So you tell that individual, and they're not listening to you. To you, it's almost like, oh my gosh, this person is a perfect listener. They give me so advice. It just feels like we're connecting. No, they're gathering information about you. They're gathering information about you to figure out how to control you in the future. What hurts you? If you don't like the fact that a person has cheated on you, I always meet people that cheat. I've always met people that never had anything. I always meet people that, I've never been the only one in the relay. Everything that you're saying, they're check, check, check. And later on, when they're trauma bonding, when they're trying to maintain their control with you, everything that you have, the vulnerabilities and everything that you have shared with them, they use it against you to maintain control over you. And so you talk too much. Now, I have met men, most men are not, they don't talk as much as women do. Women are emotional. We speak with emotions, so we draw pictures. We speak with a lot of emotions. Men are usually more logical. 1 + 1 = 2. Women are like 1 + 1, but if you add this and then you don't think about it for just, so we express ourselves and we externalize, and we solve problems as we verbalize. We talk to solve issues. Men usually internalize, and so they think, and then they come up with a solution. That's the average people. Now, I have met some men that can go on a talk marathon and they can compete with the best of the women that can talk. I'm a talker. So if I meet somebody that can out-talk me, usually I won't say anything. I actually will be quiet, and that's kind of rare for me to be quiet, except in my private time. I talk all day long, and so I can talk. I hold conversation. When I go home, I like my peace and quiet. But if a man can out-talk me, I usually just stop talking and try to find a way to get away from you, So, but there are men that can out-talk a woman. So, but you have to think, when you're hurt, you're trying to find a resolve. It's like trying to find a pain medication to dull the pain of your heart. And so you tend to talk, but what you're doing is you're talking and you're giving that narcissist information. They're not your soulmate. They're listening to what you're saying. And what you'll notice is that all of a sudden, number one, they have all these great things that are very how often do you meet people that have the exact same interests as you? Exact same interest. It's almost perfect. If it's too perfect, you might want to question that. Then after you get through talking to the person, now they haven't said anything to you about themselves, but after you've spilled your heart, all they do is take your information and reverse it and then talk to you. Yeah, I'm interested in this too. And oh my gosh, they'll go look it up. They'll look it up. So here you're thinking, I have this perfect soulmate. No, you're a perfectly hurt person with an open soul and bleeding wounds, and you're bleeding everywhere, and you have these big gaping holes in your heart and in your soul, and the narcissist has picked that up. So they'll become the plug in those parts. But it's a pseudo plug. It's a pseudo soulmate. It's a pseudo plug. They're only plugging up in order to draw you in. But your mind is set to, this is my perfect soulmate. Anytime you start saying that you complete me, that lets you know that you are really wounded and you're open with gaping holes. You're open and you're hurt. Ladies and gentlemen, you really need to go find a good counselor. You really need to go find a good mentor. Someone that's just going to keep it real. Most people don't like to hear someone keep it real with them. A lot of people don't want to hear, it's not time for you to date. Well, I met this really great guy. Okay, but you keep meeting this really great guy. I met this really great girl, but think about how many relationships you've been in. Relationships back to back to back to back to back. You come out of one relationship, you go right back into another relationship. So if you're a chronic relationship individual, a chronic dater. So every time one ends, you go right back in another, but you haven't resolved anything. You're taking the same drama, you're taking the same hurt and pain, and you're just adding it into another relationship to make that gap or that wound bigger. You're infecting that wound. And many women are so bitter. They're hurt, they're bitter, they're angry. You ever been around a woman or even a man? Men are like this too. Have you ever been around a woman or a man that no matter what you say, they always have something negative to say, besides the narcissist? Now, I'm talking about those that have been wounded, because narcissists are negative too. But a wounded individual, a woman that never has anything nice to say, they're just bitter, they're always angry, there's nothing nice comes out of their mouth, they just have no joy, they have no happiness, they have no peace, and they hate to see you happy. They hate to even see you in a relationship, and they always have something negative to say. Oh, he gonna hurt you anyway, but they don't even know that individual. They're basing it off of their own experiences, and so I want you to be very careful when you say soulmate. You remember that the narcissist is a soul hunter. They've studied you. They're studying you. When I say shut your Facebook down, I don't mean cut your Facebook off. What I'm saying is privatize your Facebook. Privatize certain social media. Social media is not your friend. So this goes worldwide. There are narcissists that will come from other countries to woo you just because, and some of you are hurting so bad. You guys are hurting intensely. That is not the time to go find a drug, which is another person to try to help you with your pain. When you are gaping and when your heart is gaping and bleeding, it's time for you to stop and go through the process of grief and loss. If you don't complete the process of grief and loss and process what has happened and recover, you're prone to make the same mistakes over and over again. But each time you make the same mistakes, the pain gets worse. You are devalued, and on top of that, your self-worth is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And the things that you're saying about yourself are not even your own words. I can never find a good mate. I know I'm a good person. I know, and you probably are. You are probably when I say perfect soulmate, there's no such thing as a perfect soulmate, but you are perfect for someone and someone is perfect for you. Now, I didn't say that the person is a perfect person, nor did I say that you are a perfect person, but you're perfect for someone and someone is perfect for you. They understand how to treat you. They understand how to respect you. They understand how to love you. And love does not necessarily mean emotions. It is not you don't fall in love. What does it mean to fall in love? You just trip and fell and all of a sudden you were in love? You met someone and you just fell in their arms, or you just fell at their feet, and all of a sudden, when do we fall in love? People use I fell in love. You should be growing in love with someone. You should be getting to know someone. So, now, men are attracted by what they see. Mature women they're attracted by what they hear, And so I'm not saying that we want ugly mates. Of course we don't want an ugly mate. If you have an ugly mate and I meet you in person, I'm just gonna hug you, okay? But if you love them, I'm gonna support you. But most people don't want an ugly mate, but there is something about the individual that is very attractive. And sometimes it's not physical appearance. Sometimes it's the heart. The heart will speak. Well, with a narcissist, you can never tap into their heart. It's almost like you never know where their heart is at. They're all over the place. And so you really, truly, when you say soulmate, you say that they're your perfect soulmate because they've studied you, that you can't connect with them. There is no connection between you and a narcissist. It always feels like I can't connect with this individual. I don't know where their heart is at. You're going by what they've told you. You're not going by what you witnessed. Actions speak louder than words. You can't slap someone and say, but I love you. Actions speak louder than words. And some of you are going through a lot of pain. Your heart is broken. Your soul is shattered. It's not the time to meet someone and say that they're your perfect soulmate. And when you start saying you complete me, that means you're still broken. No one completes you. Now, they may add to you, and we're a great couple, and oh my gosh, we're a great couple and we have a lot in common, but there are a lot of differences. And so the differences is what, opposites attract. Your differences is what interests me. So and I'm saying that in general, if you like this and I like that, okay, well, teach me that. Teach me. I may not like it all the way. Teach me that. There's some women that don't like football. They don't like sports, and their husbands or their mate like sports. And so in order to try to find a connection, teach me. Tell me why you like it so much. Teach me about football. And out of respect, hey, I'm going to sit and I'm going to watch this sport. I know that's what he likes or she likes. Or, women like shopping. Okay, some men don't like shopping, but to find something, she likes this or she, to find something, that doesn't mean you have to like it, But when you say soulmates, think about what you're saying when you say soulmates. Are they really a soulmate, or are they studying you and they're mimicking and they found things and they're just repeating what you say? Because you talk too much. You've told them all your weaknesses. So now you're calling them your soulmate, and they're really not your soulmate. They're a replica. They're mimicking you. They're a mirror image of you. That's all they are. They're a mirror image of you. They're not, it's almost like they're not real. they don't have their own identity. Their identity. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is all in my eye, but they don't have their own identity. They create their identity by who they meet, and they learn and they add to their repertoire or their little pet, just like therapists. You know, some therapists are cognitive behavior therapists. Some people are you know, whatever, solution focused therapists. But we all learn and we put in our toolbox what we're going to use with the clients. Well, the narcissist does the same thing. They'll pick certain things about you to put in their toolbox to create their own. It's like they're creating a perfect person, and their image is always shattered. They're not perfect people, and they're no one's soulmate. All they're doing is mimicking you and mirroring you. So it's almost like you looking at your mirror image. That's what they try to reflect, your mirror image. And you are attracted to your mirror image. So that's what makes them attractive to you, because they just reflect you. And who doesn't want to love themselves? And I don't mean that in a negative connotation or negative way, but you're attracted to yourself. And so they just mirror you, and then you look at yourself. That's all it is. That's what they consider a soulmate. So hopefully this has helped you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have not already, please go to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you know whenever I come live or post new videos. Please also go, if you want to, go over to my professional Facebook page, which is Psychological Health Consultants and Services. Hit the like button, and I post videos on both of the pages. You know, you can follow me. I go live on the professional Facebook page, and I go live on YouTube. When I travel, sometimes I'm not able to do two cameras because one has to be connected to the Wi-Fi, and if I, you know, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. So a lot of times if I go live, if I travel, a lot of times I will have to go live on the YouTube channel. So if you go to the YouTube channel, whenever I go live when I'm traveling, you guys can come and talk to me while I'm traveling. You know, we're going to go out together, and I don't mean that in a physical way, but we're going to go out together. I'm going to take you guys out to eat. I'm going to take you guys on trips with me, so that, you know, I'm not going to show you everywhere that I'm at, but you're going to be with me when I go. So I want you to learn how to enjoy yourself. If I can set an example for you to learn how to enjoy yourself, maybe you can learn to enjoy yourself first before you try to connect with that pseudo soulmate. Okay, so please share these videos, get them out there, you know, and I'm not the only one that teaches. You have Mr. Quinn Holiday under Associate Direct. He is a male who has been through narcissist abuse. You have Miss Angie Atkinson, really phenomenal lady who teaches on narcissism, and she teaches to males and females as well. You have Sarah Speaks, you have Kim Saeed. There's some other people, I have to go look them back up. There's some other people, some really great knowledgeable individuals that teaches different perspective of narcissist abuse and, you know, how the narcissist thinks. And so I'm not the only person that makes the videos. Go and look at their videos as well and get as much knowledge as you can to help you to break out of this situation and to prevent you from going back into these kind of situations. Thank you guys so much. I am working on my coaching. I am a clinical therapist and I am in office, so I cannot provide counseling out of state. I am limited by my license to provide mental health counseling to the state of Washington. However, as of January, I am working right now on my online platform so that I can provide coaching services. Now, understand that when you're dealing with coaching versus counseling, you're dealing with mental health issues, behavior issues. I cannot provide counseling. Coaching is very specific, meaning that to find out where you are and where you're trying to go, guide you to where you need to go. And a lot of the research and a lot of things, you'll be, you know, it's more valuable when you have to go look for things. So coaching, I will coach you to get from one point to another point. And for those of you that want to use my coaching services, you know, we can do FaceTime, we can talk over the telephone. You know, I will provide you and help and support you in your journey of recovery, overcoming narcissist abuse. And so I am looking forward to that. Hopefully everything will be in place by January, and I will put the information out there. Even on my YouTube channel, I put the information out there so that you can contact me and you know the package deals and what I offer. Please let me know if that's something that you're interested in. You know, give me an email, Dr. Carmen Bryant, DrCarmenBryant @outlook.com. And, you know, on YouTube, whenever you post something on YouTube, it usually comes in my email too. And then the letters are so tiny, so usually I can read them in my email better than I can read them on the YouTube channel because I'm looking at the telephone. So once again, thank you guys for your support. Please share these videos. You never know who in your family, sometimes people are very private. A lot of times people have no idea this is what people have been going through quietly because the relationship looks so perfect. And a lot of people, you know, I can't believe that that is what they've been going through because the relationship looks so perfect. People just love the narcissist because the narcissist was a covert narcissist. The narcissist was a people person. You know, these are the ones that everybody loves, and sometimes the relationship looks perfect, you know, and everyone just loves the couple. So you don't know who's going through narcissist abuse. You don't know who's silently suffering and crying out for help, and no one has been able to reach out and help them because they don't know. So share the videos because you don't know who you're going to touch. I only have a limited amount of people I can reach on my Facebook page, but you guys can go and share the videos, and they will share the videos. Someone needs to hear this. Someone needs to be rescued and recovered, and somebody needs to reach out, and they need to touch the person that is suffering, and hopefully these videos will do that. Thank you guys once again, and as my friend always says, go and be great, and I really mean that.